Namaskar, welcome to Fortune Telling Training. We are exploring the great workbook Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, Play of Karakatva of Planets and Rao System. We have selected two charts. Only one chart. One is from Kannada version 393. Same chart in English version it is 418. So, in the process, now the same chart, there is a final installment of this particular chart. So, now the author talks about the native. He is called a noble person. It is due to the backdrop of Saturn and Ketu, right? One second. Let me highlight the, okay. Saturn and Ketu, sacrificing nature. Moon acts like Mercury because Moon is compared to Sun. So he is between 45 to 90 degrees. Therefore, he acts like a Mercury, friendly and kind planet. Therefore, he is a noble person. Jupiter by exchange goes to his own house. Jiva gets Jupiter, the noble Amsha. That is, Jupiter goes to noble Amsha. So this is also the backdrop. That is the parampara, the family reputation. The quality is also maintained. Do not forget the Rahu is linked. Materially, he will be doing what is needed. That is, Rahu is linked here in the same house. Therefore, materially, he will be doing certain things which is essential for survival. Right? And though in the work nature or in earning materially, he might be doing it, but in otherwise, as a person, he's a good person. He is linked to Mars and Mercury. There is a tendency of trade and calculative nature by which he may have to work. The Karmakaraka Saturn joins the Capricorn, Karmakaraka, because of Mars and Saturn exchange. And it is behind and Vamsha Parampara. Therefore, the work has to be done. He has to carry the dharma of the working nature as per the tradition. So, therefore, you cannot compare the working nature and the personal nature. They are two different things. So, you should not mix up. So, mixing up will create a problem, right? Now, in the exchange, Venus comes to Venus house, indicating prosperity due to development and movements. So, last time we discussed people coming and going, development by movements. So this is due to karma as Venus. Because the material aspect of it. By exchange, it is in second house to Saturn. Saturn, as I said, it's about fate, and it is also about something about the past. Therefore, for this fate and the past, Venus in the second, that means luck, it is favoring. Ketu moon type of earning. What is the type of earning? Ketu and moon type, agricultural, food. So this is already discussed. Therefore, he is continuing. Next thing is, at the age of 20, Jupiter in the second round reaches Sagittarius. See, now Jupiter has to reach here at the age of 20. First round is 24. First round is 12 years. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Here it's 30. Natal Jupiter's exchange relates to Venus. There's a Venus comes to, that is Venus goes there and Jupiter comes back here. Transit Jupiter is on the Jupiter itself. And also links to Venus. Two amshas of Venus. Venus amsha here and then Venus amsha comes here. Two Venus amshas. That is Jiva and prosperity. At this age, he also gets married. That is again Venus and Jupiter combination and makes a lot of money also. Fantastic future. The fate is must for making money, and to enjoy this, Jupiter must link this yoga. Therefore, this is the fate. Continuous. That is Vamsha Parampara. Even in Parahamira, in a Raja Yoga, it says, in a particular combination of planets, if it is existing, and if he is born in the family of Raja, he will become king. So therefore, that family tradition is more important. That is, genetical code is more important. That is what we have to see here. Normally, it is not always that Saturn and Venus gives the prosperity. It should also indicate how it should be done. That is how the family tradition is happening. That family tradition has to be linked. And the fate is also from the previous birth. All these things should have a link. Similarly, when the Rahu is transiting in, suppose Rahu is here at present Iris, and he is going to Venus, he is going to Pisces. So just you can't take it Rahu from here and then try and wherever Venus is there, you'll get the uh, money or fate. But only thing is, unless he is destined to get that fate, it will not be there. It may be something else. But some sort of comfort zones will be there, but it may not be wealth. You cannot just take it granted. And moreover, there is not only this, and if he is coming here, he is in the exalted zone of Venus. So wherever Venus is there, not necessarily should be trine or should be any wherever he is there, will get activated. Now, how Venus is getting activated is more important. Similarly, if it is in the Venus house, it is also, if you're considering for a house, then it also depends upon the Venus position and Venus combination of planets, when what sort of a house and what sort of a money and what sort of a luxury is going to get. But Rahu indicates materialism. But don't forget, he is also creator of the problem for the Jiva Karakas. Therefore, along with the money, the problems will also be there that you have to take care of it. That's 100% sure, right? That will be there. Sometimes what happens, Rahu is here. Exactly in prime Venus is there. He may not be that powerful here because Rahu is in the house of Mars. So when he comes here, then he is in the friend's zone. And he is also in Jivakaraka's prosperity zone. So therefore, there is a possibility of giving, that is the Venus effect here, will be activating here. But please note that this is the house of Jupiter and the Moksha Karaka, and especially when the Jiva Karaka is at the end of the movement, that is at the flag end of his life, this transit gives lots of benefit to him. And these sort of things, these are the things you have to understand very clearly as far as science are concerned. It is not simply the combination or simply the transit. You have to see the the place where the particular planet is transiting. For example, Saturn is in his own house here, very strong. Saturn is very strong. And very next house is exalted Venus house, right? Now he is being in his own house, and he is in the second house itself. Unless there are some planets which is disturbing it, normally the Saturn will be creating a luck factor for Venus anywhere, subject to Venus condition in other places. So this is all the secrets which I am revealing here, because the opportunity has come. Now, at the age of 20, so therefore what happens? The Venus connected twice, the marriage, comfort zones, all the things, and wealth, everything has happened. And now this, because Saturn is sitting in the backdrop, where the work is connected with the Mars, that is land, agricultural land, and Ketu and Moon. So all these things are in the backdrop creating a luck factor. Therefore, the second house, Venus, is creating that fortune factor. Right? The fate is a must for making money and enjoy that. Jupiter must link this yoga. So any yoga, if Jupiter has to enjoy, that is the Jivakaraka should have a connection. That is more important. But Jivakaraka should have a connection in the yoga. Otherwise, luck will be there. For example, yes, Venus is transiting, I may get a house, but I may not live in there. Right? I may rent it out, or I may get transferred to some other place. I may not enjoy that house. I may get a vehicle, but I may not enjoy it. Last time it happened. My son bought a vehicle on my name, and he used it. Hardly I sat in that. I never used it. But I had the vehicle yoga at that moment. But the Jiva Karaka did not enjoy. That Jiva Karaka enjoyment is more important. Karma is one part. Karma is not simply vritti. Saturn is not simply a job. Saturn is karma. Whatever you did earlier, in the previous many births, and the previous birth, and in the same birth, previous actions. All these things Saturn indicates. So that the distinction has to be made previous birth. I told you in this chapter also. basing on the degrees and nakshatras, how it is calculated. So that means it is totally, you have to use logic. It is not a mathematical analysis. It is logical analysis, and it is your capacity to use your intuition. What is intuition? The accumulation of capability of making planetary combinations perfectly with the right karakatva, with the right situation. That is more important. Then it will be very easy. So this is how the uh, yoga of this marriage age, everything is decided here. The same age he got married. Therefore, Jupiter transiting here, connecting, having the karma, that is family tradition, family. The marriage is it. The marriage timing was a sort of family tradition. So therefore, that also comes into picture. The culture, the family tradition, the country, the area, the belief system, all these things has to be considered before timing the event of marriages, personal matters, where there is a cultural influence on events, right? So that is why the timing of the event is not common, right? Next, the native lives up to 78 to 80 years. I am telling you, please do not take it anything granted as far as the longevity is concerned, either in traditional astrology or in Nadi astrology. These are all approximation, guessing, and intuitional and circumstantial. The actual possibility of dangers has to be studied basing on the circumstances and situations you are given to analyze. A person comes and asks, for example, if a person is in the hospital, he is in ICU unit, and doctors have said very critical condition, then he should see the lifespan and then his possibility of coming out of it and any remedial measures, will it work or not? All these things has to be studied at that moment. Because even in traditional astrology or in Nadi astrology, the often marakas will be giving very much material benefits and material pleasures. So you can actually, in Parashara, it says seventh house is supposed to be the most enjoyable, pleasurable fact, right? Materially. He is also more. Second house is accumulation, wealth. It is also mark. So you cannot forget that those matters. The second house is kutumba, the family, and it is also maraka. Seventh house is marriage. Seventh house is wife. Seventh house is husband. Then again it's the maraka. So similarly, here Rahu indicates dangers, Ketu Mukti, and there is a special rule for it. It will decide whether Rahu will end the life with danger or Ketu will take away the life. Mukti. So therefore, it is not simply Rahu indicates only dangers. Normally dangers, definitely some dangers. He might take the life also. It all depends upon his condition, how the Rahu is placed with the Jupiter, right? For example, here in this chart, you see Jupiter Rahu. Rahu goes on the anti-clockwise. There are no planets here. Directly will attack Jupiter, right? That means Jupiter has got the capacity to kill. Saturn is with Ketu. That is, when Rahu is trying to engulf Jupiter, Saturn is ready to forego the karma. So this is simultaneously happening. That means cessation of karma and getting rid of the life. These two things should happen together. That is what in Nadi it says. Similarly, there also you should see that 10th house, the karma has to end. 10th house has to end. 10th karma has to end. And the life longevity, either first house or the lease of life, 8th house, or the karaka related. So these are to be studied perfectly. So what if you study there, it will reflect in the Nadi here also. That means it is always better to study both the things. One has got a structured approach of 8th house, first house, 8th house, third house, then Marakas, Karakas, all these things. Then you take all this into consideration, then compare with Nadi in the transit. When both tallies, then you can confirm, yes, there is something dangerous, which is careful, and we have to find out whether remedies work or not. For that, you cannot see the birth chart, you have to see at that particular moment Prashna chart, and then find out if he does remedies, will it work out, and will he be out of danger or not. So that is a different section altogether. Now, this is a hypothecation, and this need not be a rule. But definitely, Jupiter approaching Rahu indicates bodily difficulties, while there is unusual beneficial both. Right? Here you see unusual benefit factors are there. By luck, he is getting all those things. But he is indicating danger. But a lot of there is a gap, Rahu has got so many houses to cross. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 houses. The minimum 4 houses or fifth house is counting. So that means an approximation is that Rahu needs, by taking, if you take degrees and Jupiter also, because there are no other planets here, that is directly is approaching Jupiter. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 72 years, easy life. Rest degree wise, we can calculate, compute. These are all again hypothecations, but you are getting up to 72 years, no problem. That you can give a clearance, right? The signs and other influences are also need to be considered, and blindly the danger should not be predicted to create panic. So what happens if you say suddenly, if you say, oh, you got only 72 years, it is creating a panic. Suppose he is approaching at the age of 71, you say you are only 72. So he will be waiting for the next year to die. So don't do that. So it is only at the time when you finally find that he is not feeling well and he has a fear complex, especially whenever the Jupiter has contact closer to Jupiter, there is a fear complex. There is sort of life, uh, thinking about the life ending feeling, fear complex will do, right? At the age of 78, Jupiter encounters Rahu. Now here, you see, now ultimately Jupiter has to enter into death, right? Rahu entering Jupiter is one aspect. Jupiter entering into Rahu is that is Jivakaraka falling into death trap. So at the age of 78, how 78, 72 years up to year 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. He is approaching Rahu. By then, he has completed the experience of all the planets. Now, because by this round, what happens? Jupiter, the first round, because of the exchange, though he approaches Rahu, he escapes because of Venus, because he has to undergo the bhoga, right? Next, he'll get immediately when he comes here, Mercury is there, Mars is there, Sun is there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 planets are there. Then Saturn is there, 5 planets are there. Ketu is ending Muktikaraka, forget it, Moon. So 6 planets are, so 72 years is guaranteed as this year. But therefore, after 72, then there are no planets left out to enjoy. Therefore, when he encounters, when there are no planets encountering, then Rahu, when he meets here, there's a possibility of death. This is not that easy because the chart seems to be very clear. So therefore, we are getting it. There, suppose if there are planets here, the idea changes. You have to take the mutual aspects, then remove it and add it. All those things. It is a very what you call it is logically and very thoughtfully you have to do. Therefore, that's how he dies here. The logics are approximation. These are all approximation. Do not make it a strict mathematical calculation. Because the Ayurveda is a divine decision, and an astrologer can only estimate without certification. As a matter of fact, it is guided and preached to the astrologers not to disclose the depth factors. Okay. Now, so we have completed 12 slides and 4 videos for only one chart analysis. Have a nice future. We'll take up new chart next session. Thank you very much.